Alright. We didn't get to do the podcast tonight, and maybe I haven't said too much about it, but we do a podcast called Politics and Preppers, and we had some technical difficulty tonight, so we didn't get that done. So, on my way home from work today, I stopped by a yard sale, garage sale. I usually don't because by the time I get off work Saturday, everything's gone. But every once in a while when I see one close by, I'll stop, check it out. And I found something. Remember these? Some of y'all might, some of you won't. Little coffee? I don't drink a whole lot of coffee. But I do like my coffee every once in a while. And coffee is a great barter tool in the first place, so I have a lot of it hanging around. Also with a bunch of extra sugar. You can keep coffee for quite a while, depending on the package. Well, the reason for this podcast, the reason for this YouTube tonight is exactly this. Most of y'all, or a lot of y'all, may not remember these, and y'all may have the electric coffee pot maker. Coffee maker. And in some situations, you're not going to be able to make coffee because you don't have electricity. And if you haven't planned for it, you might be miserable. And some people even go through withdrawals, headaches, and stuff. Or just plain miserable. That's hot. I'm going to show you the inside of this thing. Whoop! That's hot. That's real hot. Anyway, I was at the yard sale and saw that, cleaning up my mess. And I realized I already had one. Didn't know where it was, but I knew I had one. And I picked that one up anyway because I got it for $1. And both the ones I have are that same size and they only make like 2 cups. So if I need it, I can just make 2 pots going at the same time. And or maybe barter for something. You got coffee stashed away, they're going to want that. Maybe they don't have anything to make it on. Of course, you could do it the hard way and take a pan and pour the water in there and throw the grounds in it and take an old coffee filter and filter it through, so you really don't have to do without. But these little gadgets are pretty nice to have. And I don't even know if you can find them in the store anymore. I haven't looked. I'm sure there's something out there. But basically, just a reminder, if you do go by a garage sale or something, keep your eyes open for things. That's not what I was looking for, but I like to go by and see what I can find. Something I could use to trade, something for barter down the road. Maybe I can find something I can trade now for something somebody else has got. I do a lot of that. And I've got some friends. My dad is great at scrounging stuff. And if this is your habit, plan for it. I think I've already talked about it, but plan for it. Check out I have another video out there that's talks about that. But anyway, you can put one of those on a butane stove, whether you got one of the little single ones, or they got all kinds of little emergency stoves you can get. And some of them run off of different kinds of fuels. Some of them run off of gasoline. Mine's propane, and it's a double burner. I wouldn't want to pack it out. It's kind of heavy, but I could if I wanted to. and my plans aren't for packing out stuff, but that plan is there in way back in the background, because where I need to go is too far to walk, and even though there's stuff out there, it's hard to have everything you need in 2 different places, and in my situation 3 different places. So anyway, keep your minds open when you stop by a garage sale. You never know what's going to be there. I hate this term, but I'm going to use it anyway. Thinking outside the box. When you go, I found a lot of things by thinking about it while I was there and going, what could I use that for? So I guess that's really all I wanted to talk about tonight. If I think of something else, maybe I'll do another one tonight. See you later. I guess maybe I'll remind you, bugoutbagcontent.com, bugoutbagcontent.com. God, I'm going blank, getting late. livefreenews.com. We got a Facebook that's Live Free News, and you can find Politics from Preppers on YouTube. That's probably the easiest way to find it. But there's also a link in the upper right side on livefreenews.com and on bestbugoutbagcontent.com, where you can find the show there. Tell some friends about it. Let us know what you think. Give us some comments. Say something. Bye.